Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. We're gonna do a collective timeless reading. So, whenever this reading finds its way to you, is the right time. But keep in mind, it's a general reading, so see which signs and symbols and messages resonate for you in your particular situation, and hopefully help to bring you a little bit of clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, and confused about. It could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes in a different light. It could also narrow your focus, show you something you could be missing in between the lines, maybe in the dark, maybe right there all along. But in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start super, super simple today. This is the Angel Answers Oracle cards. They usually just have one word, maybe a small phrase, but let's just begin simple. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. One message of foundational wisdom for the collective, please, and thank you. Oh, we have two. One says to get more information, and the other one is ask for help from others. So you need to either do some research on your own, get more information before you actually make a decision, before you make be presumptuous on why something is happening, or come to a conclusion when you're kind of in the dark, or if this is something you're interested in but you only have a little bit of knowledge, or it's kind of a hearsay situation, you need to do some research and or have a conversation with the actual person you're thinking about, or there's some helpful advice from others that you're actually going to receive today. But it's that you actually have to ask. You have to knock on the door. So you may be in a situation today where maybe you like to do everything on your own, but there's somebody who actually has some, I'm getting like tips on how to do something. Ask for help from others and get more information. So it could be getting advice from somebody specifically. I kind of think maybe these could also be two different situations. And I don't know why I look at this card and I think of jumper cables. So maybe some of you, like your car stalled, you left your lights on, or somebody else. Maybe you have the jumper cables or you don't and someone else does. Maybe I'm kind of seeing that, like somebody in a parking lot. And they're like, hey, do you happen to have some jumper cables? And I kind of see the battery. So maybe the battery is just metaphorical and you're kind of getting like a jump on something once you get some information, more information or some help. I kind of feel like the right person is going to come along at just the right time, or you're going to remember that somebody maybe random that you met one time, but you have them in your phone, kind of has the information you need or the expertise, or it's just knowing that right person. I'm getting that the person for the job. That's what I kind of hear. So I don't know, let's go a different direction. These are the sacred geometry activations. I do feel like there's a lot of sacred geometry in this card. Kind of looks like the Merkaba. And then this one kind of reminds me of a Vesica Pisces, which is kind of interesting. It takes the whole circle, and the other circle, I kind of see that as like a yin and a yang, and kind of merges them together and creates that, like, that shape, like kind of like an eye, which also like represent the birth canal, like birthing something new, or like a new creation that comes after the balance of the yin and the yang, or after those energies collide. So that being said, let's continue. Let's get a sacred geometry activation oracle card. Clarity for the collective, please. Woo! They're slippy. And you have dynamic. Ooh. I mean, the first thing I think of when I look at this is music. I actually think of like the way that sound waves look. And actually, when I see this card, the first thing I saw is Cymatics, which is pretty cool. I think the easiest way to describe Cymatics is they take like a I don't know, like a sheet, you know, or like at the top of a drum, something like that, and there's sand on it. And then they put sound waves underneath, and they like tune to a specific frequency. And you can see the sand's like kind of like this. And then as soon as that frequency is hit, it pops into a sacred geometric pattern, like you know, like shapes. So certain frequencies actually create those shapes, kind of like snowflakes or crop circles or something like that. If I can find a video for it, I'll try to put a link below. Otherwise, maybe get some more information, do some research on that yourself. If you do something with music, maybe it's certain frequencies or hertz that are important. I don't know why that's the first thing I saw when I looked at that particular shape in the middle there. But it's a 23, so that actually means it's a 5, which means there's a change a-coming. And these are the tiniest words I have ever seen. So I'm gonna get my big boy out here, and we're gonna take a look. It actually says, the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us put together reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, but with ease, grace, and great joy. I mean, I'm also thinking of how loud or soft something is, or like the accents. So, maybe it's, I'm getting like having a conversation, but maybe doing something like soft. I'm kind of getting like a whisper energy with that, and I'm not sure why. It could be that somebody has a secret, or maybe you know someone that's always kind of really loud. It's like, whoo, whoa, whoa, and maybe it's like a gentle, like, hey. Like maybe you can like opposite that energy and kind of like bring it back to balance. That was kind of a weird message to get from that, but let's go to something different. This is the Love Who You Are oracle cards. One card for the collective on dynamics, getting more information, asking for help, possibly if you thought that thing about Cymantics was interesting, diving on into that rabbit hole. Clarity for the collective, please. Thank you. Oh, a hummingbird. This is defying gravity. So number 24, that's a 6. It makes me think of love. I do think like this little hummingbird is going through some kind of portal. Like they've made it past this screen where they were stuck behind something, stuck on the porch, found a way through. And even though they know they can get out here, they're kind of hanging out at the in-between time. They can go really, really, really fast, but right now you're not in any particular rush to do something. You already have an open doorway. You have an opportunity or a way through a situation, so maybe just take your time. It could be that when you get going, you know, your wings are going to be flapping super fast, but it's defying gravity. You're going to be able to fly through a situation like you're not even just floating, like you are like in outer space. Nothing is going to be able to affect how you move through a situation. I hope that made sense. I see like outer space now. I don't know why I just thought of the movie Contact. It's such a good movie. If you haven't seen that movie, I do highly recommend it. It's amazing. It's with Jodie Foster. Probably in my top favorite movies ever. I also like What Dreams May Become and The Abyss. I'll throw that out there. But I am thinking specifically of Contact and the scene where she's on the like dream beach with her father. And then there's another scene where there's like, I don't know, a locket or a necklace or something, and it's like floating. It makes me think of the defying gravity thing. It's just like, and she kind of like goes like this and grabs it. So if I can find that particular scene somehow on the good old YouTube, I'll try to put a link for it below. Maybe that's important for someone, or that's meaningful for someone, or maybe it's about a locket. I'm not exactly sure what the locket meant to her. Maybe it belonged to her father or something like that. It's been a long time since I've actually watched the movie, but I know I really love it. So let's go. Oh, I'm looking at this. I didn't even know I put this upright. So I'll give you one more angel card. It's not, oh, it's a unicorn. No, it's not. I can't tell if it's a Pegasus unicorn or if it's this person that has wings on a unicorn. But this does say to take action, and this is defying gravity. So maybe after you get some help, some information from others, you know, then you're ready to take action on something. I feel like the unicorn, when it comes through, I have a unicorn? Oh, I have my unicorn today. Cool. I feel like the unicorn is so special. It only presents itself to those who are like pure of heart, you know, that live in their authentic truth. I feel like it's like a magical animal. And if it's a unicorn Pegasus, that's even more amazing because they can fly. But here there is like a shooting star. So maybe this is a wish coming true. Maybe you go outside tonight and you see a shooting star. It actually looks like this person is grabbing the tail of the star and or comet. So that makes me think of real divine, helpful movement if you're actually grabbing the tail of a star to help move you forward. Maybe you really connect to stars or star energy. Yeah, it's like a horse, but this horse is like breaking, like breaching above the clouds. So that's really cool. I really like that card. All right, so let's go to, have something random. Let's do this. Why not? This is the Hearth of Fairy. I got these cards forever ago in like a discount bookstore, and I totally lost the book. But luckily, I went a little nerd on the pictures and put some notes on them. So if there's an extra message besides the picture, that may come through. But let's just get one card. Clarity on getting help from others, but you have to ask. Getting more information, defying gravity, knowing when to take action. I mean, even here, even though this hummingbird can really fly, it's not necessarily flying yet. Prick up your ears. So you do have to listen. So when this information comes through, really, really listen, absorb something, hear something. It's hear it, not just understand, try to understand something. This could be somebody giving you a phone call. The big ears. So when this card comes through, it's not jumping to conclusions, Wait till you get all of the information. Don't be presumptuous. Try to see, you know, if something was in the dark and you have to wait to have a conversation. I would say wait for someone to fully explain themselves or what happened. Don't be in like the energy of worry if you don't know something yet. I feel like something is going to come through. I mean, it looks like with these ears, like something really is going to have your attention, or you have somebody else's attention. Maybe somebody else is really, really listening to you. What do I say here? Do I say? Yeah, it says don't jump to conclusions before getting the right information. So if you have a situation and you just have a little information, you just kind of saw something, or you overheard something, or something's by hearsay, take it with a grain of salt. You know, really get some more information before you are presumptuous that you know what's actually going on, maybe in somebody else's situation. It could also be that you're dealing with that, the reverse. Maybe somebody just had a little information on something you're going through, and there needs to be some kind of conversation so somebody gets some clarity. Let's go a different direction. Do I have them? I do. Let's get one of these neon cards. We're kind of bouncing all over the place with this reading. So these have to do with relationships, but not necessarily just love. They can be friendships, partnerships of some sort. Clarity for the collective. Message for today. One card, please, and thank you. Baby steps. All right, that's cool. So, I mean, even if you have to take action, you can do it slowly. You can take little steps. You don't have to accomplish everything at once. If this is a relationship, maybe it's a conversation by conversation, day by day thing. This is somebody, like if this hummingbird's going really fast and this isn't you, and maybe this is you and you'd like to take things slow, maybe that's where someone really needs to hear somebody out, get more information about where you are if you're at different, you know, places in a relationship, whether that's friendship or a dynamic at work or a love thing. It looks like at least one of you, but probably two, want to take something slow, or the slow approach is best. So little by little, you'll really start to get somewhere. It's a slow progress, little wins, small advances, starting small, no hurry, but possibly somebody dragging their feet a little bit. So maybe the dragging of the feet happens because help still has to come through, information has to come through, clarity has to come through, the right dynamic, you know, the right approach to the situation has to come through. Maybe somebody is behind this screen and they have to wait for the right opening. I put them face down. So let's just keep that card and let's see. Should we pull one card in case you guys are curious about the romance department? Sure, we're kind of all over the place with these cards. So let's get one romance angel card. It could still just have to do with a friendship or something inside of you, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that I should get one message. So let's get one message for the collective on relationships, the romance, the love department. Bring a little clarity, maybe just for today. Please and thank you. Oh, it says express your love. Go ahead, make that romantic gesture. So I'm just kind of getting that, like in this card, it's like somebody wants to dance and the other person is kind of hesitating because maybe they have two left feet. So I'm getting somebody just like, come on, like get up and dance. Come on, it's okay, you can do it. So maybe somebody's been trying to get you to get up to dance for a while, but you haven't. I also see this. Now you see this card, you know, when they have those old, like, I don't even know, maybe it was on a cartoon. I'm thinking of like Donald Duck or something. Those old cartoons, and they have the little feet on the ground that used to show you how to do dance steps. Like 2 feet, 2 feet. That's kind of what I see. And I'm just going to let you know, now I see like line dancing. Maybe some of you line dance. Or like, you know, you're inviting someone to do something that's really unusual for them. They're like, no, I don't have cowboy boots. I'm not line dancing. And maybe, hey, that would be a lot of fun. That was really weird to see. You see how this kind of looks like those like steps? So maybe somebody's learning how to dance. Go ahead, make that romantic gesture. So maybe somebody is, you know, kind of being a little flirty, offering you, you know, some sweet, like I'm getting like sweet conversation, or they want to go out to tea or coffee. I'm kind of getting that somebody's a little bit shy here though, but it does say to express your love. So maybe somebody has been thinking about something for a long time, but they don't know how to say it. They don't know how to express what they're feeling. So maybe that's why they're a little nervous or shy. So maybe it's expressing it through their actions. Or that's you, like not really knowing exactly what you're feeling with a certain situation. So maybe it's just like little conversation by little conversation. You don't have to have the big conversation right away. Maybe it's just like a token. I'm getting that it's something really simple but meaningful here. So I kind of like that we're bouncing around. Let's do a love oracle. Oh, I was actually gonna do, I guess we're doing a love oracle. I was thinking this one, it's the same colored box, the black box and the black box. But I was gonna pull an angel number, but I guess we're gonna do a love oracle card. So let's do it. Let's get one card, clarity on expressing your love. Maybe somebody needs another love message. Perhaps the same situation, perhaps in a different arena. Clarity for the collective. Something that would be helpful to know. One message though, please and thank you. Coffee cup. Yeah, it's like something simple. It's like not really a big, huge, heavy date. I'm getting it something like gentle and fun and natural. Meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. And maybe this is just a friendship, or something starts at friendship since you have baby steps here. Maybe it doesn't really develop into a big romantic situation until later. This could just be you meeting with a friend. Maybe that's where you get some information, maybe some help. Maybe it's calling somebody up for coffee or lunch. It could be calling, I see like you in your robe. So maybe you're calling somebody in the morning, like having your morning coffee, and it's a phone conversation. But it says savoring the moment. So I do feel like you're going to enjoy this conversation. It's going to make you feel, it says feeling uplifted. You're going to feel relieved about something. You're going to get clear on something. Maybe just feel like you're blessed to have a good relationship and or friendship with someone. Maybe expect a text earlier in the day today. Also maybe so you can meet up later or another day. So let's now go to those angel numbers. Let's get one message for the collective. Clarity on. Sometimes I pull a lot of cards from one deck, and sometimes I like to kind of space it out, see how it all layers. Sometimes it's one big message that comes through in readings, and sometimes it's lots of little ones. See how this resonates for you. Clarity for the collective, one angel number, please, and thank you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, we have 2222, which is feminine forces. It's like a big feminine energy coming through. So this could be a relationship or a friendship with, it doesn't have to be a woman, but somebody that kind of has a beautiful sense of allowance and nurturing energy. Like a softer side. It's relationships, it's balance, it's prosperity, efficiency, patience. We got a lot of that patient energy and humility. You can do everything by yourself, but life, you have this, express your love, you know, having a little coffee date with a friend or someone you love, hearing someone out, and getting help from others. And then saying that life is to be shared. So partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around. Don't judge. Wow, these are the, even though I have how many different decks of cards here, it's still the same message coming through. It's saying don't judge, don't be presumptuous, hear someone out, prick up your ears, and listen. I mean, this could also go the other way, and that, you know, someone's really hearing you. That's really cool. All right, let's go to the tarot now. I have these Archangel Power tarot cards. I used to use these a lot. Let's get one message for the collective on baby steps. 2222. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 is a manifestation number. It's very powerful. And so I'm looking at those little baby steps and I'm thinking of like a little baby first starting to walk. Kind of like falling down, but kind of like, like laughing and getting up and just trying it again. So maybe if you mess up or things don't go according to plan or you fall down, just get up and try it again. I'm also getting like a lighthearted energy with that. Like maybe just there's a situation that felt like, I'm getting like weird, like you didn't know what was going on or whatever. Maybe it turns out you can actually just laugh about it. Like it was a misunderstanding, something like that. One card, clarity for the collective. Please and thank you. Clarity on relationships and balance, prosperity, efficiency, patience, humility, expressing your love, taking baby steps, absorbing some awesome information, getting some knowledge and some help. And we have the King of Michael. Wow, that's really strong. That's like the King of Swords. So this could be somebody that you're dealing with or the information coming through. So you exude this energy. The King of Swords is so strong. He's very intelligent. He's really good at communicating. He's very clear. He does like to plan things out. You know, he weighs out all the different situations before he or she makes a move. They can usually see an entire mental map of a situation in their mind. But the good King of Swords is able to adjust that map. I see like a map that maybe is very specific, but then it kind of moves. So he or she is able to adjust and bend and be flexible if new information comes in, because then it affects the new decision. If all the information isn't there, you know, the decision could have been one thing, and now that something comes to light, he or she still wants to make a good decision. They're not going to stay on what they said before because, you know, maybe they're prideful or that's the decision they make. They're going to adjust accordingly. He looks really strong. He also has big golden armor, and there's yellow roses everywhere. So maybe yellow roses are important to you or you connect to. I'm not even sure what that is in the background. There's 2 doves. I'm gonna get this one out, the big boy. there's something in the back and I don't know what it is. It's like a caduceus that has wings. The caduceus is like a healing energy. It makes me think of like, sometimes I think of like DNA, the strands. I also think of Kundalini with that. It's so tiny. I don't know if you can see it here. When I first saw it, it kind of looked like a moth, but it's a caduceus here that has wings. So maybe something in the medical field too. I feel like that's a symbol in the medical field. But he is principled, rational, ambitious, and respected. And its wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. So don't assume somebody can also read your thoughts, read your mind, know what situation you are in. You may need to be very clear. But it's being, like I was saying before, being objective. You want to have all the truth and the information and the reality of a situation before you actually step through this portal to defy gravity and, you know, move along with the decision. If this has to do with some kind of relationship and it's just starting, maybe it's being really clear about, you know, what you're looking for in a partner or in a relationship or in a business partnership or at a new job. You're like, I want this job. I'm here to do the work, but I expect a raise every so often, and I want to be promoted, and I want to be able to work my way up. It's kind of what I got. But this could also be a very, like a boss energy. So let's get a little clarity on the King of Michael. That's also like Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. I mean, if he was upside down, he would be all the things that this is not saying. To, you know, stick to a decision because it's his way or the highway, and that's the only straight way with blinders on. He could see a situation and not considering others or not considering anything else, and kind of being a little selfish and maybe holding back and not communicating when he knows it could fix a problem, or talking over someone and not listening to them. That could also be the King of Michael upside down. These cards aren't usually read upside down, but I like to see both ways. So let's get clarity on the King of Michael, please. Thank you. Yeah, you have peace. So you're going to have a peaceful resolution to a situation. In this deck, this is peace, but it's actually the Death card. So it's being able to release an old way of thinking, an old way of doing something. Something is never going to be like it was. And it's going to now be totally new and better and changed. When death comes through, sometimes it's like a Scorpio energy, but it's getting to really revise a situation, to really have a redo, to really start something and have it not be like anything you've ever had before. Or that's you, like the Phoenix rising. You're not going to do things the same way. You're not going to, you know, put up with the same things if that's boundaries. You're going to approach a situation differently. It could be that there had to be complete release somewhere around you. I mean, you could completely have to release some exes or ex situations if that was a relationship, or release an old job or something like that so that you can have a beautiful brand new job where you feel like you're at peace and it's like the right place for you. If it's like a home or something like that, you have to, you know, sign on the dotted line and sell the house so you can move into something that's more suitable to you now. So once you move out, you're not going to go back in with a new family that's living there and be like, can I see my old room? I mean, maybe you can say, hey, I used to live here like 50 years ago. Do you mind if I take a look? That might be really weird, but I mean, you're still not going to go move in and live there. It is completely releasing something. So it says to release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. If this is you, like clinging on the energy to something having a particular outcome or being a specific way, or putting a real, like, I mean, if this is this king and you're putting such a solid agenda on how someone has to be or how a situation is supposed to be, you got to release all that. And if it's even that a door is closed and you want that particular relationship and there's a closed door, you need to release that energy and still trust, let go and let God, what is meant to be yours and what God has planned for you, partnerships, job, anything, nobody can take it away from you. It's meant for you. If there's a divine partnership out there, it's yours. Nothing's going to take it away. It's always going to be there. So sometimes there has to be orchestration and divine timing involved so something is ready for you. And you also have to be open. It might not be what you're thinking because the divine might have something that's so much better. So you have to open that option up that maybe it's not even what you thought. Maybe it's even better. Maybe it's more magical than anything you ever even thought. What if? And allow that sense of wonder, allow that trust out there to the universe, to God, that there is something amazing coming for you. I kind of want to see it's at the bottom. Oh, you have another king. These could be two different people or one person that has the combination of these two energies. So that's really cool because this is somebody who balances their head and their heart. So with this king, I mean, he's the king of cups. So he's very romantic, he's warm, he's emotionally stable. He's not afraid of expressing his emotions. Even if he doesn't know how to explain it and he's not so good with his words, he will show it in his own special way. I just saw like a foot rub. Or maybe preparing a meal, or maybe taking someone out to dinner, or fixing their car, or taking care of the kids, or just knowing what your special meal is, or way you take your cup of coffee. He's very in tune with his emotions and what makes you happy. So I don't know. I don't know if these are two different people or if this is somebody who's really got it all, like got a lot of nice balance going on. But this one has no armor on. It's like Neptune out there on the rock. And it's funny, I saw the sound waves before, and when I see this thing, the Triton, I think of a tuning fork, and I go right back to that Hertz. So I feel like that's a message for somebody, if only that's why this card came up again. So pay attention to musical Hertz and vibration and all that stuff. It's kind of a fun rabbit hole to go down. But there's also the dolphins in the back, so that makes me think of playing like a kid, laughing. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once, following your creative passions. This is warm, generous, honorable, and refined. You know, upside down, this person is not emotionally stable or emotionally selfish. Not trusting his heart, even though he knows that's the right direction to go. But I'm kind of getting with this particular deck, since I pulled it, that it's you, whether you're a masculine energy or a feminine energy. I feel like this coming through here, the Kings, is the advice on how to release something, to handle this situation here, how to take baby steps. I mean, you do have a balance because you had that other card coming through here that is the feminine energy. But when you have to defy gravity and, where is it? And actually start to take action on something, once you're clear, you're going to have to use this masculine side of you. And it's being both warm and rational, trusting in a situation, being creative, but also having that other side where, so it's like right brain, left brain. It's balance. Being logical, being realistic, being practical, and being direct and having good communication. So I feel like Mostly for this reading, that's advice to put these two together. It could be that these are two particular personalities that are going to be prominent in your energy or situation right now as well. And I feel like maybe pull one card from a different tarot deck just to get like a balance of a different tarot card. And I'm not sure if I want to do an oracle card or not. So let's go to this one. It's the Wizard's Tarot. Let's just get one card. Let's get some clarity between, I mean, you do have this here. For some of you, I am going to say it could be totally releasing a past situation or relationship and heading towards something new. Which direction these are for you, I am not sure. But I do feel like it might be a completely different relationship than the last one that you were in. These are very, very different energies. For others, it may be a very different energy, totally something different, and you are entering something really lovely that is the combination of these two masculine type of energies together. But that could also be in business or a friendship. Let's get one card from the Wizard's Tarot. Clarity 4. The Collective. I picked up both of those kings and I exposed what was underneath. And it's the Two of Ariel. So the one did say multitasking, getting creative, handling a lot of things at once. And that's like this. I'll show you it quick. I'm not going to focus too much on it, but it is a balancing act. So it's learning. He literally is doing it. He's like, look at him. He's doing a crazy handstand on the end. And holding a yin yang. And I don't even know what the other one is. And an infinity. It's like two marbles. That's super cool. I never noticed that before. One is infinity. And one is is like a yin yang. And you just have this angel here like really enjoying it. It says it's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, and just make work fun. So maybe for some of you, since that's coming through, you could have two different careers or like projects, partners on different projects, something creative, and or two jobs, and these are totally different people you work with or bosses. Maybe they're really different from each other. So you're balancing like, you know, two totally different things. That could also be like, you know, somebody at work and then somebody at home, maybe your honey. Or having to put on a different uniform of expression and or, you know, what you present depending on what job you're doing. It could be that too. You know, if some of you go from working in a, I don't know, you're like a football coach, you're going to have one little, you know, personality that comes out, and then maybe you do something totally different. You work in a library. You have to be very quiet. So it could be that kind of dichotomy of your energy and just kind of balancing that out. That's kind of an interesting message. I don't think it's maybe that specific, but hey, if you specifically are a football coach and work in a library, that's pretty awesome. All right, let's get one card from this tarot deck, Clarity. Let's kind of sum up this whole reading. There's so many cards here, guys. The Coffee Cup, you know, taking baby steps in one situation, having to completely leave a different situation so you can get something way better coming through. Sometimes I see this as having to clear your space too. Clear the clutter, clear your ex's crap out, clear your mind, clear your desk, clean your car, you know, start fresh, start new. You're going to get some help from others. There's going to be some area of your life you're going to really like want to express. It could be expressing your love of what you're doing too. It could be expressing your love of your career, of your projects. And it says go out and talk about it. So if you have something you're proud of that you're doing, even if it's just a project that's a step-by-step thing, talk about how proud you are. Maybe that'll bring back, you know, some helpful opportunities that others can like kind of bring you by word of mouth. Because if you're expressing yourself of something you love in your truth, people are going to feel that. And you know, I'm getting that if it's kind of something pretty interesting, they're going to maybe offer some help, maybe not directly, but maybe through the grapevine. Let's get one more card. Clarity overall for the collective, please, and thank you. What is this? Oh, it's the Eight of Swords. So maybe you or someone else just kind of felt like you're stuck. You were stuck before. Your hands were tied. You didn't have all the information. You couldn't make a move. Someone felt kind of trapped in a situation. But it's okay because you actually you have all the tools you need. When I see this card, I actually think of this. Like, you don't have to sit there with your hands tied. Sometimes you just need to help yourself and just walk somewhere else. There's nothing trapping you in. There's no wiring in between these swords. You can just walk right out of a situation. So while you're standing there with your hands tied, maybe you need to wait for information or wait for the right timing. But I mean, you can always, if this is really uncomfortable, use that sword and kind of get your way out of those ropes. But there's usually never any, you know, perception that does or does not say that there's not somebody around you that can help you get out. You just have to look at something a different way, you know, get through the side door, use the tools around you, become mentally clear on it, and actually have to make the decision or see how much power you actually have, because it's an 8. You do have the power to get out of this situation. It could be somebody else too that feels like they are really stuck, and you are coming through and being this person that's like, hey, you know you're not trapped there. You could just walk my way. Sometimes this person is blindfolded. Here you're not. You can't see the face. But if you're like, hey, like 2 steps, I'm seeing this baby steps, like, okay, I can't come over there, but like take 2 steps to the left. No, you're hot, hot, cold, cold. Now 1 step forward, you're good. You're good. You know, you can get directions. There is a way for you to get out of that situation. Otherwise, you just have to decide to try. What's at the bottom? Let's look. And you have the Knight of Pentacles. So that's cool. So this is someone who's usually really helpful. The Knight of Pentacles is a great energy to come through. They do absolutely take baby steps. This is not a knight that wants to rush into something. This is a knight that wants to be practical, see the reality with everyday situations and changes that happen. And he or she put his hands into the earth, into reality, into what they can actually feel and actually do about a situation and make moves that way. But he's very, very slow. He's so slow that sometimes if he's doing something, he or she on their own, you actually don't think they're making any moves. You don't think they're coming towards you at all or working with you at all, but they are. They're just taking their jolly old time. So if this is coming through as the underlying energy, that is the underlying advice and wisdom for this reading. It is taking baby steps in a situation. You don't have to rush. Every day is a different day. It almost looks like there's like grandfather clocks on this tree. What are they? Yeah, they're clocks. There's 3 clocks. So maybe you have 3 jobs. You're on the clock at 3 different places. There's actually 3 things here too. Maybe it's 2 different jobs in your home, or your kids, your home, and your job, or your love life and your job and your family. Whatever this is, it could be 3 different areas. it looks like, in particular, 8:20 is on every clock. But this is the slow and steady wins the race. Night. It's earthy, it's Capricorn, it's Taurus, it's Virgo. They, they can run. If it's, this horse wants to run one day, but they're also going to allow that horse to drink from the, from the water over here and eat some grass, take their time. And this is the right way to get something done. It's really a pretty card. There's also, I don't know, it's kind of a weird tree. It's kind of like a weeping willow, and it's kind of like a maple. And it looks like the leaves kind of look like 4-leaf clovers as well. So maybe all of those trees are important. You kind of see, like, it kind of looks like that's hanging. I don't know if you can see it on this camera. And these little things look kind of like maple leaves, but they also look like a 4-leaf clover. So it does make me think of luck. But if this night is coming forward, with you, or this is you moving forward towards someone else, it is someone who's making a real, true, genuine, solid offer to put some attention, some time, and some energy into something so it can manifest in the proper way. And this night's going to be there for the long haul. They might take some breaks. They might be, have to balance some other things going on, but they ain't going to go anywhere. They're going to stick around for the long ride. So hopefully this reading was helpful for you guys. I know I bounced around. I did many, many different decks of cards, but I kind of feel like it had a underlying thread that sort of put it all together. It's just what was personal for you. Is it more of like a friendship situation? Is it love? Is it career? Is it family? Is it all over the place and you are multitasking? See how it feels for you. I hope it was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. You're so special. I feel so blessed that you're here with me. Thank you. And with that, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you soon. Bye.